All right. Perfect. Let me switch on over here.
Oh, the timing's so good.
Boom. There we are. Welcome in, everybody. How are you doing this evening? This is our second one-on-one shot episode
One shot.
for
Just trying to
Fancie's
think of a
Fables
song.
End of Eras. If you recall, our last one was with Korak Tao, played by the lovely Dante, Art is My Voice, many, many months ago. And now we are very excited to begin our second one-on-one with Phoebe, played by the wonderful Kelp beside me here.
Oh, hello. Yes, hi. Hold on.
So, usually we have a question for the week, but as this is just a one-on-one, I'm going to ask a question anyways. What?
Oh.
That's because I'm coming up with it right now.
Oh,
What
okay, cool. Love it.
is Phoebe's biggest strength?
I think, obviously, strength, can be viewed from many a different perspective.
Doesn't have to be physical.
And experience. Yeah, exactly. So, like, for some, it's physical strength. For some, it's emotional, mental, etc. So, I think Phoebe's greatest strength is her heart, is her empathy, is her ability to, no matter what the circumstance is, do what she can to feel, aid others, and regardless of whether she's putting herself in harm's way or what have you, she can't stop caring. I think that can carry her a really long way.
Well, we'll see just how far it can carry her tonight.
Were you just asking that question for the transition?
Yeah, maybe.
How dare you!
But before we do that, Kelp, would you be so kind as to rejoin the call? You're a little choppy.
Oh, yes. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Oh my goodness. Give me a second. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm saying words in a constructive sentence.
Good. You sound better.
Okay,
Good.
cool.
Oh,
Oh, wait, okay, let me...
no, we'll just have to deal with it.
Does...
Never mind, she's back.
She's back.
Oh.
Oh,
I think it might be your mic.
really?
Because it's when you get...
What if I hold it, like, here, like my trophy?
it has something to do with the pitch of your voice. I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
It's alright.
Okay.
I didn't notice it when we were chatting before, but I don't know, it just started weird.
Now that it's just, now you're noticing the details?
Yeah,
That makes
I
sense.
thought that would just be a quick fix so we wouldn't have to spend 5 minutes talking about it.
Never
here
a
we
quick
are.
fix. Here we are.
Never a quick fix for Fancie's Fables. I mean, we're still using Syrinscape, and we know how reliable that is.
I'm on YouTube because Syrinscape hates me.
Exactly my point. It's a very short lightsaber. You're right, Niscaretus. You're right. So, let us set the scene. At the conclusion of our episode on Wednesday, our team had stopped for a rest as they were traveling north around the Sunset Mountains with the information given to them by the other adventurers that they had passed by a few days prior in Holfar. It was while they were camping this night that the Tabaxi, who follows Rexiva, an assassin of... an assassin within the ranks of the Zentarim. Edelis stalked onto the encampment and, using his dark magic, took Phoebe. She awakens, surrounded by cold, damp stone. The smell of death hangs in the air. Rusted iron bars, the only thing that separates her from a pair of glowering green eyes. Black slits through each of them. And fur accentuated by the ambient light of the moon coming through the windows. Phoebe, as you come to and gather your surroundings, you see these eyes staring in on you.
Instinctively, she's gonna back up as far as the room will let her.
Mm-hmm. As you begin to back up into the room, you feel something crunch beneath your feet, but your eyes are locked on these eyes peering at you, and you feel wet stone as you touch it, as you hit the wall on the other side.
Looking around, what do I have? What's on me?
On you, you notice that you do not have your robe, nor your shoes. You feel the squish of damp dirt beneath your feet.
And I'm assuming no pouch, no bucker.
Nope. All you have are the clothes touching your skin.
Okay. She's just gonna stare back into those eyes. She's gonna wait.
You notice that the eyes have not blinked this entire time, continuing to just stare at you as you backed up into the room.
She's gonna kind of move strafe to the right, see if they follow, strafe to the left, see if they follow.
They do indeed. Then, out of the silence, accentuated only by the drips of water, you hear a scream of pain, echoing across stone. Sorry, 1 second. They do not accept what has been given to them, so they lament.
What do you mean by that?
You strike me as a more grateful creature. You understand the value of a true gift. Yes. Yes, I think so.
She's not gonna answer.
The form stands to his full height, though he still hunches, as is his bestial nature. He approaches the rusted bars and stands a mere inch away from them. The light now shining upon him. You see his matted, scraggly fur, portions of it damp with what appears to be red blood. I offer you something.
I would appreciate if you offered me my freedom.
Yes. That will come in time. Whether you accept my gift is up to you. But just know that I will enjoy this.
She's just gonna stare back.
I would advise against the use of magic. He points behind him, and etched into the stone, you hadn't noticed at first, is some kind of rune. And as he points to it, it begins to pulse with a very subtle green glow. Not even the gods can see us down here.
She's gonna reach up to see if her pendant's there.
Nope. He then turns and walks out of your sight. You hear faint echoes of his nails treading across the cobblestone until they fade into the silence, and your ears are met by that faint dripping again. Looking around this cell, you see at your feet many bones. You see chains that connect from skeletal wrists to the walls, all rusted, all decayed. Another scream rings out, echoing from the hallway.
No magic, no magic. Okay, no magic. No magic. Is the light still pulsing?
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like different as it pulses. Like, is there any change in like how I feel?
Not physically, but certainly emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna avoid the bones on the floor, and make her way over to the cell door and see if she can open it.
As you approach the rusted door of the cell, it swings open on its own.
Well, that's convenient. She's gonna just cautiously, like, poke her head out, look around.
As you peer from the cell down either side of the hall, you see that to your left it ends, and at the top is a slit where that ghostly light is shining through. And then to the right there is a hall that proceeds about 20 feet before turning sharply to the right.
Based on the sound of the scream, is she able to depict which direction it was coming from?
The right.
she's gonna go to the right.
Okay. So, in this episode, we're going to be a little more intimate with your actions. So I would like you to always take the opportunity to explain to me how Phoebe is doing something.
Perfect.
So how are you proceeding down the hall?
She's gonna take a deep breath. And she's gonna scan the floor, make sure there's nothing on the floor, and she's gonna look along the walls and see if there's any other cells, and if there are any cells, she's gonna look in to see if there's anyone else there and try to work the doors to see if they'll open.
Okay. So, following the hall down the right, being cautious of where you place your footing, you see there's a lot of growth. It's a bit slimy as you step. You feel it might be algae from this perpetual dampness down here. In fact, your clothes feel wet. Not soaked, but wet from the moisture in the air. It definitely does not aid in the stench of decay. It now hangs and clings on everything. Looking at the walls, you can see the glint of that moisture. Something is running down them. And as you turn to the next hall, you see that there is another cell on the left. The door is closed. It is all as rusted as the one you were in. No visible life within.
Okay.
Ahead of you, you see a wooden door. The latch is missing, just a hole where it should be. The wood itself has been warped and bent from time and moisture, and you see dark green plant life clinging to it.
She's gonna approach the door. She's gonna kind of feel the texture of the door to just kind of see what's going on, and then she's gonna probably inspect the growth that's coming from the warped nature of it.
Mm-hmm. Peering at the door, you get more of that algae that you had seen on the stone beneath your feet. It's slimy, and it just has this deep green hue to it.
She would normally take a sample and put it into one of her trusty jars, but unfortunately she's just gonna kind of pat it gently and check kind of the perimeter of the door, I guess the outline of the door, to see if there's anything rigged to it, to see if it would go off when she opens it or attempts to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking around the edge of the door, there's no frame, but it does sit on aged hinges. You can see the weight of the door is making them sag at an angle. The door itself at the bottom is resting upon the stone, so you know you're going to have to apply some effort in order to swing it open. But you don't see any wires or levers or releases.
Okay. So once she's been as careful as she can and as stealthy as she can, she's trying to be as quiet as possible. She's gonna, seeing nowhere else to go, try to open it.
Okay. So you tug on the door, and at first it doesn't want to budge. Then you hear the scream again, this time closer. And you feel that rush as it emboldens you to pull again on the door. And as it slowly begins to give way, it slides quickly against the slimy algae. You smell possibly the source of this stench and decay in the following room. The stone is much harder to see. Caked on the ground appears to be a fine layer of viscera, ranging from blacks to reds. You can see bones, guts, meat. And as you're taken aback by the sight ahead of you, you note that it begins to move, heaving, as if with labored breath. The entire ground rises and then falls rhythmically over and over.
So hearing the scream, she was initially going to run in, but seeing the floor almost have this organic look to it, she's gonna halt, like stop in her tracks, and she's just gonna
Remember, you are barefoot.
Yeah, she has to look she wants to look at the floor and see if it's the entire floor that appears to be breathing or if it's only certain sections of it.
Give me a perception check.
Laggy D&D Beyond Rules. Fix your website. That was almost pretty good. But she's too panicked and it's a 6.
The whole ground itself. It all seems to be separate pieces of the same mass.
She wants to go, but she needs to confirm suspicion if she can. She's gonna tap the floor with her foot and see if it reacts.
It is warm, but it does not react to your touch.
Alright, so she's gonna move into the room. Are they halls or is it just a room?
From what you can observe, it appears to be a rectangular room.
She's gonna immediately... Oh wait, are there cells? Is there like anything other than the room, other than the floor that...
So you take one step in?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Taking a step into the room, the door swings closed behind you. You almost feel the force of air. As you turn around, panicked, to look at the door, there is no door.
Okay.
Looking back into this room, you look to your right and to your left. And there appear to be these masses of flesh attached to the wall. There are no doors. There are no windows. This otherworldly, ethereal glow illuminates the room in a deep red hue. The ground heaves again, and one of the fleshy sacks on the wall begins to writhe.
She's just gonna kind of eye... Did she see which one is writhing?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
the second one on your left.
She's gonna walk forward slowly, but keep her eye on it.
Okay. As you enter deeper into the room, watching this writhing mass of flesh, you see something begin to press against the exterior of it. As you watch this protrusion, you see what appears to be a hand pressing out of it.
She's gonna rush over to it immediately.
Okay.
And she's gonna put her hands on where she sees the protrusion without hesitating.
Okay. As you touch this protrusion, looks like a hand, it recoils and then shoots back out, and you hear this muffled...
I'm here. I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Roll me a dexterity save.
It's gonna grab me. Stupid Phoebe. I'm a halfling. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. We're
Give
gonna
me
re-roll
halfling
that.
luck.
Alright, we're rolling it again. Would have been very fitting, though. It's a 14.
Okay. So, as you begin to panic, believing that somebody is in here trapped, you see something glint out of the corner of your eye, and reactively you look over, and you see teeth growing out of the side of this fleshy mound. And instinctively, you take a step back in surprise, and a massive maw closes the flesh mound, turning inside out. Massive, interlocked teeth.
Oh my, okay. She's gonna start steadily moving backwards.
You hear a familiar voice that you wish wasn't familiar. It sounds tinny, almost echoey and metallic. Ah, so selfless you are. Be careful. The walls have eyes and ears. And teeth. Following the source of the sound, your eyes see what appears to be a brass horn jutting from the wall, a cylindrical tubing proceeding on into darkness.
No magic. No magic. No magic. Alright. She's gonna kind of get her heart rate back down. And are there any other protrusions in the wall that look like that one? Like people are trying to...
There's a second one on the left side of the wall where you were, and then there are 3 on the right-hand side of the wall.
If anyone's there, if anyone's real, please call out. I want to help if you're in trouble.
The ground still heaves with that rhythmic breathing. You feel it move beneath your feet, squish. Then the center.
Oh.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
In the center of the room, you see a more convulsion. Hold on. Sorry, it's something stuck in my throat. You see a convulsion, something writhing and quivering.
She's going to approach it tentatively. Are you also trying to eat me?
As you approach this movement in the center of the room, you look down and you see what appears to be a hole. You see all the flesh kind of forms into this organ. And then it opens. And there is nothingness beneath your feet. And you tumble into darkness.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Give me
Oh, fuck.
a wisdom save.
Oh. Don't fuck me, laggy D&D Beyond dice. That is a 25.
Perfect. As you are falling, you feel the rush of the air flying past you. You feel as though you're falling a great distance. And as you begin to panic, this thought enters your mind. This can't be real. This can't be real.
Okay.
Your descent continues. until you feel yourself steel your nerves. And as you breathe, you feel wet stone beneath your feet. Looking around you, you are in a rectangular room. It is all stone, covered in algae, and wet. To your left, there are 2 cages, the insides of which hold many spikes. And to your right, there are 3 more such cages. And ahead of you is a door.
Because it was the first one she saw first, she's gonna cautiously move over to the cage, to the left-hand side.
Okay. You approach the cage that you had in the spot where you had previously seen this flesh sack maw try to attack you. And in the cage, you find what appears to be a key. It isn't metallic. It seems to be sculpted, carved out of bone.
Okay. Did you say that it was just that one cage, or was there another? Was it a set?
There are 2 cages on this wall.
Okay. She's gonna take note and then peer into the next.
None of the other cages have much of anything to note.
Okay. She's gonna go to the right side of the room and look into those cages.
Mm-hmm.
Her priority is seeing if there's anyone in there.
Yep. On the right-hand side of the room, one of the cages houses a few bones of some unfortunate soul. But nothing
Just
else.
Bones. Okay. And then there's a door. She's gonna go to the door and see if she can open it without the key.
You approach the door, and this one is made of steel. There is a touch of rusting, but not as dramatic as the iron on everything else you have seen. Looking at the latch, you find a doorknob, or what appears to be in the shape of a doorknob. This is fleshy and wriggly. You can see veins on it pulsing with a heartbeat, and a small slit in the front of it.
Okay. She's gonna go back to the first cell and see if she can open the door.
Okay. Well, it's a cage, so you wouldn't have to open the door on it. Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, it's a cage, it's a cell, it's a...
No, sorry. It's so... it's a cylindrical cage suspended from the ceiling with a domed roof. Enough space for somebody to stand in, but all of the bars have spikes pointing towards the interior.
Okay. Is it hanging from the ceiling? Is it something I would have to...
It is suspended from the ceiling, but it is not far from your reach.
Okay. I have to get to the others. I can't stay here.
A scream rings out again.
She's gonna reach in the cage and try to go for the key.
All right. You grab it, your fingers wrapping around this carved bone, and take it.
Okay. She's gonna jog over to the door. She hates that she's holding this. She's gonna carefully, grossed out, place it into the keyhole, or what appears to be a keyhole.
Yeah. As you bring this carved key towards the opening in the doorknob, it seems to separate to accept this would-be key. And as you're putting it in, it doesn't stop and begins to pull it in on its own. Letting go of the key, you hear the sound of a heavy lock.
Thank you. She's gonna open it cautiously. Mm-hmm. Everything is cautious.
How are you opening it?
Oh, because there's no handle, right?
It's a doorknob.
It's a doorknob. So she's gonna twist it and see if it does anything, but she's not gonna push or pull.
As you wrap your fingers around it and turn the doorknob, there's an immediate pain as something stabs into your hand.
She's gonna pull her hand back.
Mm-hmm. As you do, you see there is some kind of barb embedded into your palm. Already the skin has raised from the damage.
She's gonna look at the keyhole. I retract my thank you. She's gonna try to pull it out.
You pull it out and it kind of sticks to the skin and pulls on it as you release it from your flesh. You see a couple of drips of something green coming out of this barbed needle-like thing. And looking at your hand, you can see there is that kind of oily reflection of some liquid.
She's gonna immediately, like Snake and Venom, she's gonna try to take as much out of her hand as she can and start spitting it onto the floor.
Okay. Give me a medicine check.
My incredibly slow dice rolls. $23.
All right. It is a thick, oily substance, and as soon as it touches your tongue, it is bitter like acid. It doesn't burn, but it tastes horrendous. But you power through, and you try and remove as much of it as possible, spitting constantly onto the ground until you get that coppery taste of blood instead.
Okay. That was rude.
The doorknob kind of quivers and then shrinks and disappears. Leaving just a hole in the door where it was.
Okay. I should have asked first. I shouldn't have just thanked you for letting me through. I will apologize on that front, but you did not have to bite me. I will be trying to open you now. She's going to... Does she have, like, a sleeve, or is it just kind of like a...
What are you wearing under your robe?
Yeah, it's...
Just your
it's
small
just
clothes?
Yeah, just small clothes, so no. She's going to... No, because it's a steel door. She's gonna reach in and take hold and swing the door open because it's steel. And she's tiny, and she's a halfling.
Yeah.
So she can't fucking be careful.
So you pull the door, and it opens about 1.5 feet, just enough space for you to be able to squeeze through. Or pass through, rather. Coming into the next area, you find yourself in what appears to be a tavern. It is very aged. The candles, long since past their wick, wax hanging low from their sconces and their supports. One figure sits at the bar. As you peer at it, you notice that this figure is wearing some kind of long tunic. It is a rich, deep blue, the hem golden yellow. You recognize this tunic. It is the one worn by Ko.
Oh. Okay. Ko, please tell me that's you, please. Or no, I would hope it's not you, because this place is terrible, but it would be really nice to see a friend right now.
The figure hunched over at the bar moves strangely. You see the arm come up and grab something, and then lift with its head and back down.
She's gonna kind of look around to make sure no one's here. And she's gonna kind of approach him from the side. Mm-hmm. So, like, kind of... Yeah. Excuse me?
As you get closer, you are able to more make out all of him. This looks like Ko. As you come around to his right, again, he moves very strangely, very stuttery, and grabs a tankard in front of him and brings it up as if taking a swig and bringing it back down. You see his head kind of slump, and he shakes it from side to side. His cheeks are wet from his eyes.
She's seeing the tears now and the shake of the head. She's gonna for a moment forget where she is, and she's gonna start walking to him. Ko, are you okay? I know this place is awful, but we have to get out of here. We can't stay.
At the sound of your voice, you see Ko kind of and slowly turn his head towards you.
Ko.
He then shakes his head and goes back to his drink. These damn ghosts. Why must they torture me so?
What ghosts are you talking about? I can help.
He then grabs the tankard and throws it at you angrily. And it passes right through you. Just leave me alone.
No, Ko, I'm not a ghost. It's me. It's Phoebe.
You're dead. Don't you know that? You're dead. You're all dead. I have nothing left.
What are you talking about? I'm not dead. I'm here. I can feel pain.
He then lunges towards you with a hand reaching out. And as he gets closer to you, he's starting from his fingertips, up his arm to his shoulder and face, he becomes skeletal.
No. And she's gonna reach out for him.
The hand grabs yours and pulls you towards him as he leans towards you. His jaw hangs loose. We all will die. And then he crumbles.
This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. It's not real. It wasn't Ko. Breathe, no magic.
From the dust, you see it begins to slide apart and then form as an arm comes out of it. It is small, and another arm comes out, and then you see the back of shoulders as something begins to pull itself into formation from the dust on the ground. As it stands,
she's gonna back up.
You back up to the wall. You feel chairs behind you in your way, and you push them without looking, trying to get as far away as you can from this thing. And it stands to its full height. Your height. It is almost like a shadow, featureless. But you recognize you. And as it begins to walk forward, you see these eyes blink, and they are emerald with slits down the center. Your compassion is a weakness. The form continues walking closer. Do you not see the gift I give you yet? I will make it clearer.
These are not gifts.
Then perhaps we need something more. Come with me. It then turns and begins to walk away from you.
Is there any other door, any other window, any other way I can go other than following him?
Yes. There is still the door that you came through. And there are 2 windows on either side, much as you would see at many taverns. He seems to be leading you behind the bar, where there is a doorway and darkness beyond. One of the windows is cracked.
How high is it?
It's about 3 feet from the floor.
She's probably gonna pull a chair. Like, she's just gonna try to peer through it, see if there's anything there.
Darkness. Give me a perception check.
Oh boy, I'm not gonna use halfling luck. That's a 1.
How many uses do you have?
I don't know, actually. That's a great question. But I don't think I'll roll. I'm gonna jinx it. I don't think I'll roll another nat 1 this game. Yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out later.
Anytime.
Anytime?
Anytime.
Yo, halflings are dope!
So you should probably reroll.
Hey, you know, I could. Oh my gosh, that was infinitely better, you piece of shit. It's a 9.
As you peer through this cracked window, at first all you see is darkness. And then you see your party sleeping around the camp that you had set up. They aren't directly outside the window. They're a distance from you, and you're much higher up. You feel as though you're looking from the mountains you were going around.
You said the window's cracked?
Yes.
She's gonna look around for a tankard, a mug, and anything, and she's gonna take hold of it. She's gonna climb onto the chair, and she's gonna try to smash the window.
Okay. Give me an attack roll with
With my little unarmed strike of +3 with 0 damage.
Yep.
All right.
I may be improvised weaponry, but don't worry
It's
about
0. Because that's the damage that I do with my unarmed strike. I got small hands.
What did you get for your roll?
Am I rolling to hit it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. It's a 2.
Okay. You hit it, but nothing happens.
They're too far away. There's no chance they would. That sucks.
Your gift is here, not there. You see the shadow form of yourself sitting on the bar, legs crossed.
You can say it as many times as you'd like, but these are not gifts that you give me.
I just have not shown you correctly.
She's gonna steel herself. She's gonna get off the chair and tuck it into a table where she found it. And she's going to, not breaking eye contact, walk cautiously around the bar.
Okay. The figure hops down from the bar and leads you into the doorway, into the darkness. As you follow behind, you see nothing. Black as pitch. You hear the shuffling of your feet and small feet ahead of you. The occasional drip of moisture. Then the feet ahead of you begin to become more faint. And you hear the voice further from you. Faster, before it chews you whole.
What is this place?
This is where I give my gifts. You then hear another scream. This one different. A heavier, deeper bellow.
Is the direction in front of them?
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna sprint past him.
Okay. Sprinting in the darkness. Give me an athletics check.
Oh, I'm real good at these. You have to be kidding me. You actually have to be kidding. That's a nat 1. -1.
Shouldn't use
For a
dice
0.
rollers.
And we're rolling again because halfling luck. All right, 3-1 stream. That's got to be donation. That's got to be like a donation to some charity, right?
Let's
like,
do it.
I gotta It's very fitting for the narrative. It's a 4 -1 for a 3.
All right. Sprinting forward in the darkness, you still feel the wet, slick algae on the stone, and your feet slide out from under you. You fall and land hard, taking 1 point of physical damage, and sliding against the algae. And you wouldn't expect you to have slid very far, but then you continue sliding and gathering momentum, and you feel as if the entire ground itself has changed angle and is now pulling you down towards something.
She's gonna try to maneuver her body to where she can grab something or slow or...
Rolling around, trying to hold your arms out, trying to grab anything. It is all too slick and wet. And as you slide down, it then evens out, and you stop sliding. Ahead of you, you see the light of one singular torch. It is being held in a small metal lantern without any glass. And it's being suspended from a chain. But with the light being emanated off of this, you cannot see how far the chain goes. You feel in the darkness of this room this terrible expanse, that kind of feeling of air and lightness that you get when peering over a high ledge.
Is Adelis anywhere?
You do not see anyone or anything.
She's gonna get up, and she's gonna make her way towards the torch.
Okay. Heading into the perimeter of light, you feel something graze your hair. And as you turn to look to see what it is, you see a skeletal hand retreating into the darkness.
Okay.
Walking closer to the light, you now become aware of moths flying around it. This dangerous dance of their fixation, their obsession to the flame. Occasionally one will get very close, passing into the bars of the metal cage before quickly darting out and kind of shaking as it flies. You see it had gotten too hot.
Be careful, please. It's very dangerous.
The moths continue to flutter around, and you hear the voice of Adelis again, tinny metal. Watch as one's obsession burns. One of the moths, its trajectory of flight, bringing it straight into the metal cage, and right over the flame, it ignites, coming out the other side, ablaze, its wings flapping furiously. You see it dart into the darkness, a small speck of light as it begins to fly around. You see it illuminate something in the darkness as it passes by, before the light grows dimmer and dimmer, before it is an ember just floating down to the ground.
You said that it kind of reflected on something?
Mm-hmm.
And was I able to tell what it might be based off of?
Well, as you're trying to discern exactly what it was you had seen, because it had illuminated something and then passed behind it, you hear a voice. Phoebe.
Tevin? No. And she's gonna run to Tevin.
As you run towards the voice of your companion, skeletal hands reach out of the darkness towards you.
She's gonna still run.
Okay. The hands grab you from every which direction, and you feel this violent pull and thrash at you. Your joints become sore, and you are no longer touching the ground. You feel yourself being lifted and pulled every which direction. Give me a Constitution save.
PTSD is hitting real hard. Xavier, I shit you not. I'm refreshing the page. I literally have to. It's a nat
come
one.
on. This is fucked up.
Alright guys, charity night. Every nat one count rolls. We donate to charity. Let's go.
Woo!
The fuck's sake, mate. Yay! 20. Dirty 20. Dirty 20.
Good.
18.
Okay. So, you are going to take half of 9 damage. So, 4.
She's gonna be just, with all her little halfling might, like, just pulling, like, fighting against these, like, trying not to succumb to the feeling of this familiar deja vu.
Mm-hmm. So, your entire perception is being filled with these hands grabbing in the darkness. And then they stop, and they all pull and restrain you by your limbs. You then see in front of you 2 torches light up into a blaze. And there are 2 figures on their knees, their arms bound behind their back, and sacks over their heads. One, a muscular, blue-scaled humanoid. The other, the body of a warforged. Though its markings are not familiar to you.
She's gonna continue to fight, like she's now panicking. Like, you guys, you can't give up. You have your legs. I don't care if you have your hands. You have to stand. You have to stand. Please stand.
You hear the voice.
Now, you must make a choice.
I don't have to make a choice. They do. Stand. You need to stand up, guys, please.
The figures are motionless. And from the darkness behind them steps 2 hooded figures. A massive axe in their hands. From the perimeter of light from the darkness, you see more skeletal hands pushing forward pieces of wood. A small groove carved into it, blood and scratches. A chopping block.
You will make a choice, but do not fret. Your companions can make it out of this. I promise. I have not lied to you yet.
The arms that are restraining you begin to lower you. And you see a hand comes up, and it is gripped around a dagger. The hands then put you down onto the ground.
Either you pick one of them, or you make a choice.
You hear the sound of another flame igniting to your right. And you look over, and there is a large, roughly hewn hempen sack drawn on the end, and something wriggling inside of it.
Take the steel. Take a life. Or I take theirs.
That's... Why does anyone have to die? Why does this need to happen?
Because that is the way of life. That is how it must be.
Not in this right. Not in this way.
Would you prefer to see their face?
Skeletal hands untie the sack, reaching from the darkness. and out of it you hear a man with long, scraggly hair, dirt covering his face, his cheeks gaunt. He sticks his head out for air, his eyes big and wild. You hear the sound of popping bones, and you look to see the skeletal hand has opened, presenting the dagger to you.
She, incredibly frustrated by the situation, she's gonna swat the hand away.
Okay. The dagger slides on the ground and lands between the two kneeling figures.
Are you okay? Are you... Is his hands...
Please. Please. Who are you? What do you want? I'll give you anything.
No. I don't want to hurt
anything you want. You want my money? You can have it. Please.
No,
please,
I don't want it.
Just tell me where my family is. Let me go. Let me go.
No, I want to let you go. I do. And she's gonna wrap around, walk around his body and start to work on the ties.
You see him flinch and wince at your reaches.
You're okay. I'm not
Please,
gonna hurt you.
No more. I can't take any more.
No, I know. This is awful. I know. I'm gonna get you out of here. I'm gonna try at least.
You finish untying him, and he kind of scurries back for a moment and stares at you.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I promise. I'm here against my will, just as you are.
He looks at the two kneeling figures, and then you see his eyes go down. He looks back up at you and darts.
Darts where?
Towards the dagger on the ground.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. Okay. She's going to run towards towards Temin and what she believes to be is Temin and Kane.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check.
Incredibly slow dice rolls. I thought that was a 1. I was gonna lose my mind. It's a total for an 8.
Okay. The crazed man rushes forward, and you take off right after him, trying to chase him. And he slides and grabs the dagger, and he holds it out to you. Stay back.
She's gonna stop.
You stay back.
Her hands are up. No, I will give you all the space that you need. I promise. I am not one of them. I really do. I'm just trying to get my friends out of here. I really am.
Your friends?
I want to help your family.
Is this how you treat your friends?
No, this is none of my doing. I'm here against my will. I don't want for any of this to be happening. I promise you. As a cleric, I give you my word.
Cleric. He's a cleric too, you know.
I don't know. I don't know who he is. I've only run into him a handful of times, and every single time has been more unpleasant than the last.
You hear a voice.
Blood must be paid.
No,
for freedom.
No, it doesn't have to be that way. That is not how life works. That is not how it always has to be.
The man's eyes are fixed on you.
I know you're afraid. I am too. I really am. But we can get out of here together. If we work together, if we try together. We don't have to let him win.
Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Woo! We love a good disadvantage! Woo! Do-do-do-do-do. That was almost really fucking good. Oh, and it's really good, but it's a disadvantage. So let's see which one's worse. It's most likely, wow, it's a 21. But a disadvantage. But a disadvantage, it's a natural 1. I hate this guy so much. Fucking
So,
This is gonna be real bad. This is gonna be real
you
bad.
still can re-roll your 1.
But even if it's a disadvantage?
It's halfling luck. Anytime you
merciful.
roll a 1 on a skill check, it doesn't matter if you have
Oh.
advantage or disadvantage.
Merciful DM, in all of his greatness. I'm on the wrong tab.
I mean, I
There
may
we
have
go.
told you to roll at a disadvantage, but it's not like I want you to lose.
Oh, it's a dirty 20! Halflings, baby! Halflings!
All right. So. The man's holding the dagger, and you see he's shaking. Looking at his whole form, he's gaunt. You can tell he's been stabbed, starved, tortured. As he's holding the dagger to you, you notice he doesn't have fingernails.
I can heal you once we get out of here. I just don't know what will happen to me if I do it now, and I don't want you to get caught in that.
Then how do we get out?
I don't know the answer yet, but
Before you kneels two men. They have committed crimes against my people. They are preventing the progress of this fine world.
No. His people are hurting.
They
everybody.
must pay.
No, they don't.
They
they're
must
part of-
make room for our new future.
They mean to bring nothing but more pain to everybody in our world, to include your family. You can't let them do that to them.
I won't. I won't let them do that.
Okay.
He then throws the dagger
Okay.
and takes the axe from the skeletal figure.
Okay.
Not me. Not my family. He
No.
raises the axe above his head.
He's running. Stop, please, you have to stop.
He pushes
Please
you away.
listen to me. No, focus on
brings
my
the
voice.
axe.
Please, she's gonna dive in front of it. Yep. Uh-huh.
You're going to take 16 points of slashing damage.
Yep. I will die in this session. Don't tempt me.
You do not accept my gifts.
This is not a gift.
After being struck, you feel heat where the blade hits you. Thick blood oozes from the wound. But you notice everything around you is unmoving, frozen in time. It all then begins to slowly drip and melt like candle wax.
She's gonna, first thing, look at who she jumped in front of, make sure they're okay, whether it be Ko or Temmin, or perceived Temmin.
It appeared to be Kane and Temmin. And, the figures also melting.
They're not real. She's gonna turn painfully back up toward the man to see if he's okay.
He is melting.
None of it was real.
Phoebe,
You turn and you look at the blue scaled figure. The hooded head is turned, even though the form is dripping and melting. It speaks with a labored breath that you recognize.
She's gonna immediately run over hearing Phoebe. She's gonna kneel down and she's just gonna take his face in her hands.
The melting substance begins to run over your hands as you hold.
You should have let me die.
No, I will never let that happen, Kane. It won't ever happen.
We all gotta go sometime, kid.
I know that. And we will. We will depart from this plane one day, but they will be on better and natural circumstances and not by the hands of those.
Half the head is now melted.
You're gonna be okay. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna come back to you guys. I won't let this happen. I won't be trapped here.
The jaw moves
Don't.
before melting down further. Your hands are now covered in this hardened substance. It breaks off of the rest, still covering your hands. All is black once more.
She's gonna slowly get to her feet. She's just gonna stare at her hands. She's gonna look around at the melted room and see what's left.
Nothing. As you turn to take in your would-be surroundings, you're surrounded in darkness. And as you turn your head, you feel something graze your cheek. And then your cheek becomes hot. You feel liquid dripping down from your cut cheek. Then another one. And another. And another from all around you. Your arms, your legs. You try to hold up your arms defensively, and still they get cut. Still your face gets cut. Take 15 points of damage.
One cut won't kill you, but 1,000 might.
From the darkness comes the tabaxi. He kneels down in front of you and leans closer. The smell and stench of decayed meat from his breath. The glinting emerald of his eyes, drawing ever closer to your face.
Do you know what my gift is yet? The truth. You do not exist. Your morality is not real. It is fancy, envisioned by you. In life, you cannot go from place to place just thinking that words will make it better. Someone always dies, even if the blade is not by your hand. In fact, that would make you a hypocrite, wouldn't it?
He holds up a dagger.
The gift I offer you is a true life.
He then grabs your wrist and pulls your arm and forcefully places the dagger into your hand.
I have your companions. The Dragonborn. The traitorous Warforged. And the human. I promise you, I will torture them long past the end of their days if you do not admit your lies. The price is paid with blood.
He then holds up his hand, and you see on his claws the glint of blood, and he licks the tips of them.
So sweet. The choice is yours. It's just you and me. Just think of how long I will torture them. Think of every physical pain they could ever feel. Do you know what we are made out of? The meat under our flesh. How sensitive it can be when that flesh is removed. Every touch, even the faintest, softest one, is the greatest pain one could ever feel. Do you want them to feel that?
He tears his tunic open. And points at his chest.
You cannot stand idly by your whole life. Blood will be paid.
And he begins to fade into blackness.
Blood will be paid.
His voice begins to fade into the dark.
Blood will be paid.
A light, circular, bright, white, shines from ahead of you, appearing from nothingness. Your eyes strain at the brightness of it. And you feel cool, fresh air.
Is the dagger still there?
Yes.
She's gonna continue to hold on to it. And start moving towards that breeze.
Okay. As you continue to walk forward, the light feels as if it's getting brighter. But you can see stone around you, a different texture and shape than that which you were confined in. Who knows how long ago it was now. The ground beneath your feet feels like dirt, soil. You feel the tickle of grass beneath your toes. And as you exit the mouth of this rocky formation, you feel that cool breeze, that fresh air you had almost forgotten entirely about. Trees' branches sway softly in a gentle breeze. And then you hear a snarl. And you are spun around and fall backwards onto your back. You're looking up at the leaves as they shake in the wind. You look up to see what just happened. And you see this cave-like formation. And there, hunched over, is some hairy shape. Something is in its hands, and it's biting at it. Emerald eyes look up at you, and he stands to his hunched posture. You see what's in his hands. An arm. And as he bites and tears the muscle from it, you feel blinding pain from your left side. He begins to take steps backwards and disappears into the darkness. Your left arm is gone. As adrenaline fills your body, your ears deafen, the pulse pounding heavier and heavier. And you fall unconscious. I hate Syrinscape. Sorry.
I'm so sorry. Amanda, you picked the worst time to go upstairs, girl.
You awaken
Oh.
in a field. You see... You had seen a warmth, a golden light while you were unconscious. You felt a familiar comfort. And now, with your eyes open, you hesitate before looking down at your left arm. And you see a fully healed stump. The arm is gone, but the flesh is mended. The words echo in the back of your mind like a haunting ghoul. Blood will be paid.
Is this real? Is the first question in her mind. Is where she is right now real?
Give me a perception check.
Actually out of there. How's perception? There it is. Getting them all out of the way now.
Oh, yeah. For the rest of the campaign.
It's a 6.
Feels real. Smells real. Looks real. You don't feel physically tired. You feel... physically, you feel fine. The axe wound, all the small cuts... but the arm is gone. Emotionally, you feel as though you could sleep for days without the slightest disturbance.
She is going to look around and see if the dagger is still with her.
It is. It is a silver dagger. Not ornate, but you can tell that it was... It's more uniquely crafted than we'd say a very commonplace dagger would be.
Does she have her shit?
Yes.
Okay.
Your cloak, your hat, your pack, they're all folded up nice and neat, resting at, beside your legs on the ground.
She's gonna waste no time. She's gonna get up and she's gonna reach for her pack with her left hand because she was a lefty. And she's gonna probably stumble forward and have to catch herself. And she's just gonna swallow hard and try. She's gonna cast Calm Emotions on herself. She's gonna grab her pack, wild shape into... It's daytime, but she's gonna wild shape into an owl, and she is going to try to find the party.
Brilliant. So, covering your belongings and transforming into an owl, you take flight, and you see you are actually right at the base of the mountains. As you soar up, yeah, go.
That's a great point, actually. Can I be an owl?
Yeah.
If I have...
You can, wild shape turns you into that creature. It does not retain your physical disabilities.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
Okay. So, yes. You fly up. You are beside the mountain range. The slate stone is very familiar, what you've been seeing for the past couple days of travel with your companions. And surveying the land with your heightened senses, you see the party. You see your companions.
Are they up? Are they still sleeping? What are
losing
they doing?
their ever-loving minds.
She's going to beeline, absolute beeline. She's going to get to them. She's going to immediately drop her wild shape. Hey guys.
Ko calls out to the others, "She's here! Guys!" And they all come rushing back in.
She's just gonna collapse. The emotional exhaustion, the mental, everything that just happened, even if she's physically fine, she's done.
And we are going to fade to black. That'll be the conclusion for this episode of Fancie's Fables.
Just the world's longest emotional damage. Luke is asking me if I'm playing music. Yes, I'm singing the song of my people.
A very dark and heavy one for the most lighthearted character in the group. Yeah. There is... This was a lot. And I thank you, Kelp, for being a part of it. And for being ready and willing for anything. You know, I think it's important to remember that these are some very nasty guys that you're facing off against. And they are obsessive to the most minute point. Where you are heading next is almost as alien as you can get on Faerun. And you will need to remember exactly why you are fighting for. And what you are fighting against. So, thank you everybody for joining us on this evening. I know it was a dark one, but I appreciate all of you being here. I know you were all on the edges of your seat. And, yeah.
I'm the hash-slinging slasher now.
The hash flinging, ringing,
The ringing,
slinging.
singing. Kane's gonna kill me.
Yes, he is.
I'm in danger.
Well, do you have any announcements, Kel?
I'm gonna be here next Wednesday.
We will be here next Wednesday for episode 31, officially, of End of Eras, with the entire crew together. And, yeah, we'll come down from this, and we'll continue on with the story.
Gonna have to.
And until next time, stay fancy.
He said it. He said the thing. He said the thing. He said the thing.